So now I'll discuss what are the common discomforts a woman face during the first 3 months of pregnancy. First and the foremost is morning sickness. As soon as, even before you do your urine pregnancy test, some women might experience nausea and vomitings. And one more thing, all the women should experience nausea, vomiting, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं रहता है. Some patients will not experience any symptoms throughout the pregnancy. They are absolutely fine. They eat everything. They roam. In every individual, the pregnancy is different. It causes different symptoms to the patient. So some patients ask me in my OPD, because doctor, I am not having vomitings and nausea. Is something wrong with my baby? My grandmother or my mother-in-law says, why are you not having vomitings? So for each and every individual, the pregnancy is different. And one more thing, so if you conceive for the second time, first time you had experienced nausea, vomiting, your second pregnancy might be totally normal. So in a woman also, each and every pregnancy is different. So coming to morning sickness, usually seen in early months of pregnancy. So that is feeling of nausea, vomiting, weakness. So it's kind of sickness the woman feels in the starting of pregnancy. This is because of changing hormones inside us, especially the HCG, estradiol. These hormones, they will stimulate the vomiting center inside our brain, which causes these symptoms. And this morning sickness usually does not cause any problem to the growing baby. Fine. However, if the woman experiences more severe nausea and vomiting at more than 8 times vomitings a day, 10 times, and she could not even consume water also, then it might cause dehydration and electrolyte imbalance inside you. So even if you have mild vomitings, if you are vomiting, if you consume lot of water and if you take small frequent meals, it will not cause any harm to the baby. And if the symptoms are much more severe, so it is called as hyperemesis gravidarum of pregnancy. This can cause electrolyte imbalances in the baby. So then you have to go to your doctor immediately. And then how to manage? So I will always advise my patients, as soon as they conceive, it is always advisable to have small frequent meals. That is, once you wake up, immediately in your bed only you can consume 2 biscuits. So only once your stomach is empty, the gastric juices that are released will cause stomach irritation and you start feeling nausea. So a bed coffee or a bed tea with biscuits will help a lot. And then they also give you energy to prepare your breakfast. And then once you consume your breakfast around 10:30, 11 o'clock, you have to consume one fruit or some dry fruits or some snack. Around 1:30, you again take your lunch, proper lunch with everything: dal, sabji, salad, rice, chapati, everything, curd. And then around 4:30, 5 o'clock, you again take some snacks like vegetable salad, fruit salad, or sandwich, whatever you like. And then you have to eat your dinner earlier, like around evening around 8 p.m. And then once you finish your dinner, you can have a casual walk. And then at the bedtime, it is always advisable to have something, milk or biscuits or a fruit, and then go to the bed, because this will take care of the gastric juices that are produced inside you, and they will not cause any problem to the baby. And the other discomfort like bladder and bowel, in the initial months of pregnancy, most of the women will experience frequent urination. It is absolutely normal because of the changes in the hormones again. This problem will go off on 4th and 5th month. Again, in the end of the pregnancy, at the time of delivery, you again have this frequent urination problem. At the time, the head will be pressing on the bladder, causing irritation, creating frequent urination. And then constipation is also most important problem. And the constipation, why it happens? Because progesterone is a very important what we say is a hormone that is present in our body. At the same time, it supports the pregnancy. So this progesterone will causes reduction in the speed of the gastric motility. The food, once we consume, it is emptied from the stomach within 2 hours. It goes into the intestines. So because of this progesterone hormone, the gastric emptying is delayed, the motility of the gut is reduced. That is why most of the women, they say that whatever I eat, I feel it is here itself, here only. So then you have to take a walk, you have to eat small frequent meals, and this symptom will also go up once you enter into your second trimester, that is 4th or 5th month of pregnancy. You can consume lot of water, take fruits and vegetable salad, more amount of fiber you can add, even though if it is not relieved. And one suggestion is, if you suffer from constipation, you can't pressure while emptying your bowels, because it might cause bleeding in early pregnancy, because the pregnancy is very delicate in the first 3 months. So then you have to consult your doctor. The doctor might give you laxatives or the medicines which will help to deal with this constipation. And this incontinence, a woman might have incontinence, that is unknowingly they can pass urine, and this is not present for everybody, and nothing to worry also. If it happens in pregnancy, it will go off post pregnancy. And hemorrhoids, it is again because of constipation. If the constipation is relieved, you will not develop hemorrhoids. And indigestion and heartburn, again because of reduced gastric motility. So the treatment is the same: consume small frequent meals, non-oily, non-spicy foods, easily digestible foods. And so I have already told you, and this is how you deal with constipation. Foods rich in fiber you have to have, and you have to do exercise, and then drink plenty of water. If not relieved, consult your doctor. And backache in pregnancy, this backache in pregnancy, it happens to most of the individuals because of their posture problems. Nowadays everybody is working from home, they have to stay in front of the computer for about 8 to 10 hours, even more than that. So in such a case, because of the hormonal changes, the muscle might develop spasm during pregnancy, and that might cause backache. So you can do some stretching, upper body stretching exercises safely during pregnancy. Have a morning and evening walk, and then you can have oil massage, you can have a hot water, not so hot, lukewarm water bath you can have. This will help you relieve your backache. Even if it is not relieved with doing all these things, you can take a paracetamol medicine if it is so severe and you can't go to your bed. If the backache is so severe that if it is not even relieving with medications, you can consult your doctor. So, and while sitting also, your posture is important. You have to try to keep your back as straight as possible. So you can use a soft cushion to maintain the posture of your back. And the fatigue and weakness, again this is because of nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. And some women feel very weak because pregnancy is a high energy needing condition, because the growing baby needs a lot of calories. And early pregnancy, because of nausea and vomiting, the woman can't consume whatever the nutrition that is needed to her. So again, this fatigue and weakness, this can be relieved by taking lemon juice frequently, or some kind of fruit juices, soups you can have. So something or the other you try to take frequently, because one advantage is that even working ladies, now you are at home, you can take care of your health very well, right? So try to utilize this phase of corona in taking care of your pregnancy. So mold it in a positive way, and then you spend some time on you. Now the traveling time has reduced, so you can use that time doing exercises or walking and reading reading the important things which are good for the baby and all those things. And then coming to headache, this headache might be because of lack of sleep, again nausea, vomiting. And some people, the doctors usually advise not to take coffee during pregnancy, coffee, tea, because they contain caffeine, and the tea also contain tannins, so they cause constriction, vasoconstriction, that is the blood vessels constrict when they are consumed. And when the blood vessels constrict, so the blood circulation towards the baby is reduced. So that is why if you are so addicted to taking coffee, tea, you can take them once in a day, it's okay. And but try to avoid taking more frequently. So some people might develop headache because of withdrawal from these things also. So you can take some tea by adding ginger and cinnamon in that. So that will be good and improves your immunity, especially during this corona. You can add some lemongrass into it, lemongrass tea, tulsi tea. Many things are available in the market, and you can make it your home also. And dehydration. Again, dehydration, reduced oxygen supply to the brain, it causes headache. and low blood sugar, feeling stressed, and wrong posture of your back. All these things will cause headache during pregnancy. Taking rest, and then dealing, how to deal with all these things: have proper sleep, eat small frequent meals, try to drink lot of water, take all kinds of fluids like coconut water and then lemon juice, etc. And then coming to, I have already mentioned, you can do pranayam exercise also, which is very important, and I have discussed in detail what kind of pranayam to do during pregnancy. Avoid that Kapalbhati exercise, which causes pressure on your lower abdomen, because this is not recommended during pregnancy. You can watch my YouTube video on how to do pranayam. This pranayam is very safe in the early months of pregnancy, and doing pranayam, you have many advantages, which I'll tell you later on. And skin and hair care, because of dehydration and hormonal changes, the skin becomes very dry. Some people look so dull, and don't worry, this is all because of pregnancy. And don't get depressed also. You try to drink lot of water, consume more fruits, and some people might develop lot of glow during pregnancy. That is because of consuming lot of fruits and nuts. So convert it in a positive way. Try to drink lot of water, and then add good things into your diet, and doctor also will give you multivitamins, right? These all will help the skin to grow. And then these changes, usually, which some patients might develop black color patches on their face, and also on their tummy. A dark black line can start from your chest towards the from the umbilicus and to the pubis also. This straight line is called linea alba, linea nigra, and this also develops, and they can be black stretch marks on your tummy, on your breast, on the areola, and black color pigmentation on the neck also can happen. So these are all temporary, so they will fade off after delivery, so don't think about them. And even though you use any medication, any cream, anything you use, they will not go during pregnancy. And after pregnancy, if you don't apply anything also, they will go on their own. So don't worry about all these things. And hair growth, usually most of the people will have hair growth during pregnancy. Suppose there is hair fall during pregnancy, it might be because of your stress, lack of nutrition, and lack of sleep, proper sleep. And the most important is thyroid. So you have to check your thyroid, because thyroid has got important effect on the baby's brain development. So at the first visit, once your pregnancy is confirmed, usually your doctor will advise you to go for a thyroid test. So after the pregnancy, that is after delivery, usually some women will face, not only some women, most of the 99.9% women will have hair fall in the 3rd or 4th month post delivery. So this is also normal, don't worry. This is all the extra hair that has developed will go off then. And then vaginal discharge. Most of the women will have watery vaginal discharge in the early months of pregnancy. This is quite normal, and it happens because of hormonal changes again. During the pregnancy, the vaginal area and the uterus, it will have lot of blood circulation, because fast growth of the baby is happening inside, and all the nutrients should go towards the placenta. So increased blood circulation towards that area, pelvic area, will cause a transudation of the fluid. That is, this watery thin discharge that happens is normal during pregnancy. When it is abnormal, and when you should consult the doctor, if this discharge is much more, that is, it is even wetting your panties, and it is a thick white discharge, it is when it is foul smelling, and when you have itching or rash in the genital area, then you please consult your doctor. Most of the times it is usually fungal infection or the candidiasis because of lack of immunity in a pregnant lady, but they will usually subside, and the doctor can prescribe you medication. But please don't use over the counter medicines, or that means the medicines from the pharmacist. So these are all the normal or common discomforts that all the pregnant women will have in the first. And one more thing, breast changes.